If you guys want to be in the loop when this stuff happens live, I highly recommend you check out my Twitch. I stream every day, and we're doing power leveling tomorrow for the raid, getting ready for Saturday. Link in description, twitch.tv/Sweatcicle. Okay, so this is going to be different from my normal type of leveling guide that most of you are probably used to. I'll probably make another one later down the line when we have a lot more drops and a lot more info to work with. But I figured out something so insane today. Somebody talked to me about it in my Twitch chat. I wish I would have known this yesterday, but this is an insane strat for leveling, and it makes it a lot easier. Before we get into that fits a little bit later down the line. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, so you start out at 750 when the DLC starts. Your goal is to get to 900, which is the soft cap. To hit the soft cap of 900, you can pretty much do anything in the game, but if you're looking to ship this a little faster, a lot of people go to any of the vendors at the tower. So let's say, for example, Shaxx, if you have like 10,000 Crucible tokens or so on your first character, if you've not done any leveling, and you can sit there and turn in tokens until you hit 900. Once you reach the point of 900, no vendors will allow you to go beyond that point solely leveling with them, but you can still use these vendors to fill in pieces of gear that may be lacking in power, which I'll get into in a minute. While I'm explaining this next part, just totally forget about the bonus power level from the artifact, because any bonus power that is gained from the artifact will not boost the power of your future drops. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so to progress beyond 900, you need to get powerful drops, which are indicated on the map. If you look at your map by the little gold symbol star thingy, you'll find these in the tower. There's a few of them there's one from Banshee, there's one from Lord Shaxx, there's one from Commander Zavala, you'll get some from Hawthorne, there's one from the Drifter, and many others on the map. Moral of the story is if it says powerful gear tier 1 or powerful gear tier 2, these will allow you to progress beyond 900 up to the 950 mark. In order to progress beyond that from the 950 to 960 mark, you will need to obtain powerful gear that says Pinnacle on it. Anything beyond that 960 mark will only come from the bonus power that you get from your seasonal artifact. So what is the best order to do these powerfuls? Well, I don't really have a solid answer yet, but we figured out some sort of method. Anything that is a higher tier of powerful gear that you're able to do earlier on in the week, I would highly recommend doing that because those will give you bigger boosts in power. And getting these bigger boosts in power will allow you to use this method that I kind of teased earlier, which I'm now going to explain, which uses Devrim K on the EDZ. So for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because EDZ is the flashpoint this week or if it's just Devrim K, but Devrim K is the only vendor that you'll find in the game that will drop rank up packages up to your current power level. So as you'll see in this clip here, I just switched to my Warlock. My Warlock's power level is 904 because I transferred my weapons from my first character to my second character, which is my Warlock. So all my gear is at 900 and my weapons are a little bit higher. So what you do is you make your way over to Devrim in the EDZ. Like I said, you go up, blah, 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 upstairs. You're going to turn in materials until you see the engram. As you see, it is 904, which is identical to my power level. I turn it in. I get some bad RNG. I get weapons. That's not what I'm looking for. At this point, I'm looking for armor so I can fill in those gaps. All my weapons are higher than my armor right now because I transferred them between characters. So I finally get a glove drop here, which is helping me fill in those gaps and will start to slowly increase my power. So essentially all you need to do is make sure you have a plethora of Devrim EDZ shards to turn in. I've probably spent over 10,000 today. You can get them from Spider on the Tangled Shore for legendary shards if he's selling them on a particular day, so keep a lookout for that. Anyways, that's really all you have to do is you come to Devrim and you use him to fill in those gaps that you may be missing. This is really only useful when you know that you're missing a piece in your inventory that could possibly get you to the next power level. So that is basically it for the main trick that I wish I would have known yesterday. It probably would have helped get me up another 10 power levels or so. I ended today very, very close to the 930 power total level, including my artifact. This Devrim method is actually insanely clutch for bad luck protection as long as you have the materials to spend to get it. And before you go asking, will this work with other vendors? No, it will not work to the same extent. I know that the lady on Mars, I forget her name, Anna Bray, drops 1 below power level, so it's not quite at your power level, but it's kind of the same. And then all other vendors will be 3 below your power level. So for whatever reason, I don't know if Devrim is broke or if it is the flashpoint. Devrim is the only vendor that will drop things at your power level. You just have to get the drops lucky enough to fill in those slots where you do need them. Now I'm going to talk about a couple little tips that you guys can use for when you're switching between your first to your second character, your second to your third. Granted that you have the materials for this, this will allow you to save a lot of time in not having to go around and do public events or any other world drops to hit the soft cap when you're switching to a new character. For hitting the soft cap, you can always use the story to help you because the story drops go up to 860, which is kind of close to the power cap, but will not get you quite there. Using this method, going from my first to my second character, I literally managed to hit the soft cap before I even started the story or even landed on the moon. All I had to do is go back and forth in the tower a couple times, and I turned in tokens for probably about 10 minutes, and I was already at the soft cap. So like I had briefly mentioned earlier, all the vendors in the world can help you with the soft cap rather easily as long as you have the tokens. So particularly switching between my first and second character, I had switched over my weapons, as you'll see here in a second. My weapons are much higher than my armor is. I'd switched over to my warlock, and I went over to Wiener. For whatever reason, Wiener is very favorable to handout armor, which is usually what you need when you're switching between characters. So if you're looking to hit the soft cap really fast and you have levy tokens laying around, go over to Wiener and start dumping tokens. If you do not have Callus tokens to spend, this will work on other vendors again, but other vendors will not favor armor as much as Wiener does for whatever reason. Those are really all the tips that I have for right now. Like I said, I'll make a probably more full in-depth leveling guide for like optimal leveling once we get things like the dungeon and the raid coming out. That way I can kind of figure what's the best method to do everything. Also going to be coming out with like XP farms and stuff. That way people are able to farm out their artifact fast, get up their artificial light level in their artifact, all that good stuff. That's about it. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.